right, Leslie. 'Tis October. That can mean only one thing. Stew.
Time to do the stew. It's just that in 2020, we're going to do the stew a little bit differently. So let me explain that stew, for the most part, is going to be a drive-through. And there are some very exciting and neat parts of that I want everybody to know about and take advantage of. And what that means is that you can call up here to the chamber or come by until October 21st, and you can pre-order your stew. And that means you could order a whole buffet from different stew cooks, whichever ones that you want. You can go ahead and pay for it. We give you a time to drive through and pick it up. And you just drive through. It's a separate line. You're going to drive through, grab your order. It'll have cheese and crackers in there with it. And so, and then you just leave and you can go home and do whatever you'd like to do. Kind of have your own stew contest, so to speak, if you want to. And so then our other option for drive-through, if you decide not to make a pre-order, is that anybody can drive through that day and you can still choose between chicken or beef, or you can even do both. You just won't be able to be cook specific on the day of the stew. So we're really encouraging everybody to go ahead and do the pre-order option. I mean, we've never offered this before. I kind of doubt we're going to offer this again. So it's a great opportunity for all the cooks you've always wanted to try. Go ahead and call up here and order them up. The only one we've had sell out so far is Dawn Sapaw. So you can't get Dawn stew. And Steve Littlefield is almost sold out, but we still have some other ones we can offer. And so order up your own buffet of stew, and it'll be a great thing to do.
Okay, when you say drive-through and purchase, you talking about a bowl or a quart?
So you will be purchasing a quart, and just like always, quarts will be $10, and you can get as many as you want in the drive-through that day. Any different variety that you want. If you want 3 chicken and 3 beef, you can do that. So you'll have that option the day of.
So there will be no bowls available at all?
That's right. The only people that will have bowls, every pot of stew has been allowed to purchase up to 10 tickets. Okay, and so those 10 people will have bowls, and those are the only bowls available that day.
So we're not going to be allowed to walk around the campsites?
So let me tell you kind of the philosophy behind where we've arrived at and what we're doing at this year's stew. And, you know, the governor had put out an order that said 10 or more people at a large gathering, it could only be 10. And so we're still being bound to that this minute today. That is still the order, is 10 people. And so we met with county and city officials over and over again, and we were just trying to find something that we were all comfortable with and something that would be safe. And so I really was hoping that we'd be at a 50% capacity of the park, a 50% capacity of what stew usually is, but that just wasn't going to happen. And so with this theory of the governor has said we can only have 10 people, that's where we came up with the idea of potting the 10 people per stew pot. And so we have spread those out. You're going to see an empty space in between every single cook. You're also going to notice if you drive by that the sites are only on the outside of the sidewalk. We've removed all interior sites and the midway sites, and we've spread all the way out to the skate park. And so stew is going to happen all the way from the skate park to the football field just about. And that's 14 acres to be able to spread out in. So we're going to have the 1,000 people that are there with their cooks. And those people will be able to walk around and have a normal stew day just like normal. It's just that we were given the limit of 1,000.
How about the awards?
So those are going to have to be virtual as well, because that's an opportunity for people to gather together a little too closely. We'll be doing a Facebook Live for that, and then the chamber volunteers will be delivering the trophies and the big checks to the stew cooks. And so it's going to be different. Everything's going to look a little different. That's the part that's kind of super disappointing to me, I think, is the award ceremony, but it will still be good, and it should be a lot of fun.
So you're going to take the awards to the stew sites?
That's right.
Anything I have not touched on?
So let me say that this year, our stew shirt. It's kind of unusual. It's a little different. It's a little aggressive, but it says Stew You 2020. And we kind of came up with that idea, being a little frustrated about COVID happening in 2020 and wreaking havoc on all large events that have occurred. But I do want to say, so we have those for sale, and we'll have those at the chamber. You know, the thing is, this is the first large event that's kind of been able to happen, and I know that it's super modified, and it's not at all like we want it to be, but we're very thankful we're able to offer anything at all. And so I hope that Hopkins County will drive through and get their stew and just find a way to kind of enjoy the day. And then with everything in us, we'll hope that 2021 goes back to the way we're used to having stew, where we pack the park and the weather is beautiful and we walk around and we eat stew until we're just completely full. And we're all ready to get back to that, for sure.